I wanted to ask you a question when we were talking, and now I can't remember what I was going to ask. Oh, well, it'll come back to me. Um, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. My brain.
It's okay. It's spoiling to you.
There was
Yeah.
something like bothering me now. But anyway, welcome. This is Lauren Stites, and you are listening to Her Side of the Trail. Hello, and welcome to the Season 1 recap of Her Side of the Trail. I don't know if I'll always do a season recap. Probably not, but I really wanted to do this one because this is my first ever podcast. I've never done anything like this before where I'm interviewing people, researching them ahead of time. This was a fun project for me. I wanted to share just some outtakes and some silly clips, and then also a recap of the question that I ask everybody of whether or not they would hike to a waterfall or a view. So I'll definitely have that for you. Wait, that makes me think. So as I was editing every single one of my podcasts, I notice I say two words quite often, and that is awesome and definitely. Yes. So if you heard those over and over again in my podcast, if you were one of those listeners who listen to me every episode, I really, one, appreciate you doing that. And two, I want to apologize for how often you heard me say awesome and definitely. And I will tell you, if it wasn't for me editing those episodes, you would have heard it at least 2 to 3 times more. I don't know why I say those words so often. I guess those are my fallback. Everyone has like a word that's like comfortable for them and they just kind of, that's what they say all the time. So definitely, definitely. And awesome. Those are my two favorite words. And for season 2, I will try so hard to use other words, but I doubt it's going to happen though. I've already recorded several episodes for season 2, and I know awesome and definitely are going to be heard in them. So I apologize in advance. Okay. So for season 1, I did want to share just a couple of like outtakes. The first one is my favorite because it involves pets. So you can see that we had some special guest appearances from some furry friends. So you live in New York in the Rochester area, and then you started in your 20s, you started hiking. So what is your favorite region in New York then to hike? Are you a fan of Hello Kitty?
Yes,
Hello.
this is Emma. She does not hike, but she does like to interrupt calls.
That's fine. That's fine. We're animal lovers here. That's okay.
I mean, it was so like the last 5 miles of the trail, I just felt so strong and empowered. Sorry.
It's okay.
1 second.
It's okay.
Sure. Sure. This is my dog.
Aw. What's his name
is
again?
Tom. This
Tom.
is Tom.
Hi,
So,
Tom.
probably gonna try to keep him closer to me so he can't bark out the window. But
Now,
we'll
is
see.
he an avid hiker as well?
He does hike. So I actually kind of got into hiking because he is very high energy, as you can see. And so I was taking him for a ton of walks a day when we first adopted him, and he was still crazy. And that's kind of how I was like, oh, I'm so bored of walking around the same loop around our neighborhood. And that's how I was like, oh, let me look up this trail. Let me look up this trail. And then I got into hiking.
I do love a pet appearance. I'm never offended by them. For season 2, which I wish I could have included here, but I had another guest who constantly had to stop and talk to her dog about his barking. So, but honestly, I'm never offended by animals. I love animals. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to share with you were just some funny outtakes because I am not a natural, like I didn't go to school for this. I'm not someone who can just think very quick off the top of her head. When I interview people, I have a list of questions. So if my brain goes off track, it's like, is it ever going to get back on? I don't know. So these are just like a couple of clips of me not being able to focus, not being able to remember what I was going to say next. You know, typical outtakes. Hello, Sarah. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so excited to talk to you about your hiking experience and the books that you've written.
Me too. Me too.
Thank goodness I can edit stuff. That'll be great.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I wanted to ask you a question when we were talking, and now I can't remember what I was going to ask. Oh, well, it'll come back to me. So you promoted soft hiking. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. My brain.
It's okay.
It's early for you.
There was
Yeah.
something like bothering me now. But anyway, wait, I'm gonna laugh because when I first did this with Kim, I was like, I totally messed up, and I'm like, that's all right. I'll just edit it out anyway. So anyway,
Yeah.
okay. I'm actually recording now. Sorry. So it's a great reminder that nobody's perfect, and that editing is an incredible tool. Definitely. Oh wait, I said definitely again. Oh my God, stop. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, so editing is your best friend, and I appreciate it so much. All right, so the last thing I wanted to share with you was just a recap of the waterfall versus view answers. I'm going to be honest, I didn't tally the votes. I think view is the winner, but I guess we'll find out. You can count and let me know. But anyway, I just wanted to share everyone's answers with you. My thing I would like to do at the end of every interview I'm doing is asking if you could only do one kind of hike for the rest of your life. Would it be hikes to waterfalls or would it be hikes to views?
The White Mountains have a lot of view hikes that have running water all over the trail.
That's like how you can get around
Yeah.
it, right?
Some of that is because the trails are just, you're like hiking through the river as the melt comes down. Melt comes down, so wear some good waterproof hiking boots. I don't know. I think I might hike to views. That's a tough one.
So I think my favorite hikes have generally been, like, if I think about all of the hikes I've ever done, I think my favorite hikes have generally been to scenic overlooks. But I don't know if I could live without seeing another waterfall for the rest of my life. So I feel like I have to say waterfall.
I honestly kind of couldn't care less about views. I complained the entire way up a mountain. I'm like, my legs hurt. I'm my 7-year-old basically. So like, yeah, the views are really nice, especially when you've put in like so much work to get to the top. But man, there is nothing like getting to a waterfall and swimming at its base that I don't know, just clears my head.
I'm a mountains
Mountains,
girl.
okay.
I love any mountain hike with a view.
Okay.
I'm all about it.
All right. Well,
Waterfalls are great, but I feel like you just can't beat mountain views.
I would say a waterfall.
oh, okay. You surprised me there.
Interesting because you wouldn't think I love water because I live in the desert, but I think because I live in the desert, I love the water. It's kind of
It
like
is nice,
we barely
yeah.
get rain, and so when it rains, I just freak out. Yeah, I love waterfall hikes. I think that's.
Oh my God. I really can't choose between those two.
It's hard. I don't think I could either.
Do you know what? I think I'd probably go for the waterfall because I feel like it's nice to like, if you are able to wild swim there, then you can like cool off at the end.
Definitely.
I
Yes,
think
I
hot
agree with
day.
that.
But if it's a cold
I'm
day, maybe the views. I feel like it depends on the weather as well.
Yeah. I think I would naturally go for the waterfall, but when I think about why I enjoy hiking, it is the views.
Mhm.
Like when I see videos, when I do it myself, I do it for the view. So I think I'll go with views.
I'm gonna say a hike to a view.
Okay.
Yeah. I like a good view, and I like what I like is like a hike where you have to like work for it. You got a nice challenge,
Yes.
and you're rewarded with this like amazing view.
I think I would probably choose waterfall, but I am thinking in the Finger Lakes region, I don't remember what it's called. It starts with a T. You've probably been there. It's a long, skinny waterfall, and there is an accessible view where you like the mountains in the background and you can see the long waterfall. So that would
A view. I think it's it goes back to that feeling of being small. Some
Mhm.
waterfalls do that, but views just, I don't know, I just love to just be like looking out at a mountain or like a valley and just feel like you're on top of the world and that you're so small.
What if that's my only option? I would have to choose a waterfall.
Okay.
Yeah, I would have to choose, I think, just the sound of the water. I love when I'm approaching the waterfall and I can hear the depth of the water. And then once I reach it, feeling all that sprinkle or the mist over my body. And if it's a waterfall that's super tall that I'm able to walk under,
Please, yes.
those are also really fun. That's a tough question.
I have to say waterfalls because at the end of the day, if it's easier to get there and I'm not climbing up a huge mountain with elevation gain, that's what I'm going to choose.
Scenic view, for sure.
Okay.
I love getting to a scenic view and just being able to sit there and take it in.
If I'm in Iceland, I want to hike to a waterfall.
Because you get the bluest of blue waterfalls there.
Iceland waterfalls just hit different. Yeah, I think a view.
I feel like I'm gonna have to go views.
Okay.
I love a good view. I love that feeling of like working hard and having that like payoff.
I agree. Yeah, no, when you're climbing up that side of that mountain and then you get there and you're like, oh, this is what I put all this work in.
Yeah.
This is why I'm sweating.
Yeah. I do love a good waterfall, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go views.
The view. I like the view. Yeah.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
I'm surrounded by water.
Yeah.
But I don't have any waterfalls where I live.
No.
But I like the views, especially when you're at Bryce or you're at the top of the Grand Teton. It's just amazing. You can see for miles and miles. It's just
so
incredible.
small.
You do. You feel really small, but it brings you a perspective and you say, this is the earth. Let's take care of all of this. And I'm a firm believer in that.
That's it. That's the wrap up of season 1 of Her Side of the Trail. Again, thank you so much for listening or watching if you're watching on YouTube. I really appreciate all of the support, especially anyone who shared it with their friends or family, especially being here, supporting me and supporting these amazing women that I got to interview. Please go back and listen to previous episodes if you haven't. I also, on my website, have a list of everybody and their websites and their social media so you can follow along with their adventures. I do appreciate, again, your time, which I always say to my guests, but also you as a listener. I do appreciate your time. I just appreciate that you spend the time listening to me talking to these incredible women. Season 2 of Her Side of the Trail will be out in January 6th, 2026, with a bunch of new and incredible women. I'm actually so excited to share them with you. Like I said, I've already done a lot of the interviews already, and these are good. They're really good episodes, so I can't wait to share them with you. Again, thank you so much for your time and your attention and your support. It means a lot. So thank you and have a great rest of 2025. Thank you for listening to Her Side of the Trail. There are more hiker stories to hear, so please follow along to hear them as soon as they come out. And if you like this episode, please share it with your friends or on social media. Her Side of the Trail is hosted and produced by me, Lauren Stites. I can't wait to share another hiker story with you next episode.